Believe it or not, the year is 20% over. Can you honestly tell yourself, are you 20% closer to your dreams? I know I'm not, but I'm getting there. It's a process. And I think too often that we forget that it is a process, and we want that instant gratification. We want those results now. I think the fact that people can't wait for things that are truly important to them is something that is so wrong. Because that's why you see a lot of young men, like I see so many people hopping on these, PEDs, testosterone, trend, because they can't wait. You're building a body that you haven't earned. You haven't earned that six pack. You haven't earned to be jacked yet, because you are not the person who deserves that body if you can't wait for it. That was a bit of a tangent, but everything we do is a process. Everything we do is systems. And sometimes it's arbitrary. Sometimes there is no system to our actions, but there needs to be. There needs to be some sort of system, I think. Because if not, then what are we doing? Whether your system, starts with making your bed, and that compounds into different aspects. Because I know when I make my bed, I want to do a lot of other great things and have like a checklist where, I'm going to go read these 10 pages and I'll kill them out for the day. Then I'm going to take a protein shake and I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to kill that. It's a snowball effect. That's exactly what it is. Today, a little bit, something that I did was, 1 second. Zero sugar, we're on the cut. But, something that I did today was I woke up. I had a great fucking day today. I had a great day. And that stemmed from me waking up I have an internship in Pakistan. I'm their first American intern, and time zones are crazy. But you know what? I got up at 7 o'clock to present a PowerPoint that I did on competitive analysis on other companies when they expand to the United States. So that's what I did. And then you know what? I had my class at 10. So from like 7:30 to like 9:30, I was in the gym. I came home, took a quick shower, and I was out. And then I did some homework. And then I was just compounding. It's a snowball effect. So that was something that I did that was really great. We should make sure it's still recording. Perfect. But yeah, so where I want to go now is, I talked about this in the last video, is that my end goal with this entire thing is I touched on materialism, and I'm not ashamed to say that I'm a bit materialistic when it comes to that. They're factors of success. So I'm completely fine with being a bit materialistic. And in that sense, I want those cars, I want that money. And I need money. I'm fucking broke. But we're gonna keep going. And tangible, followers, a follower. Like, what does that mean? What does that entail? Am I trying to profit? Am I trying to get famous? What I'm trying to do is network. I have 3,000 on TikTok, and I've met so many people just having my 3,000. I've posted like 400 times in a year. I just passed my year mark in January. So I've been posting consistently, and I'm growing, and that's all we can really ask for, right, is growth, tangible growth. How can we see growth, whether that's numbers, whether that's with, monetary gain, whatever it is. But I think tangible success is what's really important. Being able to visually see, metrics of success is something that is incredibly important. And not everything has tangible success like that, and it sucks. But like with wholesaling real estate, I've been doing that for months. I tell you, months, and I've closed one deal, which is great, and I'm very grateful for that. And I put in a lot of work to get that, but that was like 6 months ago. And what tangible success have I gotten in 6 months? I'm calling a shit ton of people, and I have nothing to show for it. But I know that I'm putting in the work. You just can't visualize the work that I've put in. And that's when it sucks, and that's when it gets demotivating. But that's when that motivation must turn to discipline. That it has to. Like I always say, discipline doesn't just start. Motivation, whether you see a TikTok, whether you go to the gym once early in the morning and you like it, whatever it may be, motivation that's what starts it. But in a week from now, it's not going to be as fun. You're not going to be motivated. You're going to start coming up with excuses, cop-outs. You're going to try and find anything you can to get out of it. But that's when discipline has to take over, when it's no longer fun. Something that I've noticed, and you probably have too, is the fact is that everybody believes that they're unique. They are. true. Every single person is different. No two people are alike. Completely get that. But every single guy, it seems, from the ages of 17 to 24, Andrew Tate, or wanting to be, that 1%, me included. I'm not trying to take myself out of that. But everybody wants to be the 1%, but the harsh truth is it is the 1%. Only 1% of people are going to be in that tax bracket or that wealth category, and 99% of people simply won't be. And too many ordinary people believe that they're extraordinary, and it's a hard truth. It's a hard pill to swallow. Do I want to be a billionaire? Yeah. Will I? I mean, it is the 1%. The odds are stacked against me. They're stacked against everyone. So I think that all we can do is, for example, $1 billion. $1 billion is this extreme category or extreme goal that is so far off in the future, it's not even comprehensible. But you don't focus on that billion. That's a trick. You focus on, what am I going to do today to help me get to that goal? For me, I need capital because I want to start, a protein gummy company, for example. That's something I wanted to do because I see, market fit for it. But I don't have startup capital. I don't have enough to get it developed, to get flavor recipes or flavor houses or molds or anything. So my initial goal right now is to close another wholesale deal, then another one, and then I'm going to invest in Amazon Private Label, for example, or whatever it may be. I'm just spitballing here, but that's the next step. Small steps, So tomorrow I'm going to make 10 calls, tangible. I keep saying that, but it's true. You need to be able to put it on paper, exactly what you're going to do. 10 calls. That's what I'm going to do. I'm obviously going to do more than that because I want to see success. So 100 calls, 10 real estate agents, make 10 verbal offers, and then another 5 written offers through agents. That's tangible. Those are the small steps that I need to be focusing on to get to that $1 billion. That's what you have to do, and that's what I'm doing. And I've overwhelmed myself so many times because I'm thinking, shit, I'm already almost 20. I'm almost a junior in college, and I'm not a millionaire yet. How am I going to become a millionaire in a year? I get so overwhelmed when I think of that, and it doesn't help when every single scroll on TikTok is an ad of some 16-year-old selling an SMMA course and how they made $1 million in a month. So, yeah, it is crazy. It is a crazy world we live in, I'll tell you that. But just to close off this video, I got 216 views on the last one. That was crazy. So I'm going to keep trying this format, experiment at different times to post with music maybe, or different backgrounds, maybe in the daytime, maybe post this one in the morning, whatever. I'm just going to keep seeing how I grow, what works, what doesn't, and I'm just spitballing. I have no script. I turn on the camera and I have no clue what I'm about to say. That's the beauty of it, right?